for instance, let's take the G note. You have G sharp, G flat, G sharp, G flat. You have the A sharp, A flat, A sharp, A flat. Now, hey guys, welcome back to Easy Keys Piano Tutorial. In this video, we are going to continue our series lesson number 2, Easy Keys Basics. If you have never played the piano before or you are an absolute beginner, this lesson series is for you. You require no prior knowledge to start this series. But before we get into the video, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel and also hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any coming videos. If you have any questions along the way, go down to the comment section and let me know what your questions are, and I will be glad to answer your questions. In the meantime, let's get into the video. Now, in the first lesson, we were able to talk about the fundamentals of the piano. We were able to identify the keys after the first 7 alphabets, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And we were able to identify the keys all across the board using a technique of groups of 2s of black notes and groups of 3s of black notes. We said that the white note before the group of 2 is C, and the white note before the group of 3 blacks is F. And that way, if we were looking for a D, it's going to be easy to go through this C to the next note as D. And if we were looking for a G, we wouldn't have to start from the top, but we would simply go to look for F and then G. That way, it is able to navigate throughout the board without any difficulties. Today, we are going to be talking about the black notes. These black notes are called accidentals, like we talked about in the first class, and they derive their own names from the names of the white notes. So they don't have their own names. They derive their names from the white notes. These black notes are categorized into sharps and flats. Sharps and flats. Now, let's take C for instance. The sharp from the C position would be the note to the right, the black note to the top right of the note C. The black note to the top right of the C note. And then we are going to call this note C sharp. C sharp because it is the black note a half step to the top right from where C is located. C sharp. See if you can find C sharp on your piano. This is C sharp. If we go down to D here and we are trying to get the D sharp, we go up half step, top right, and we get the D sharp. Now we can do the same thing for F to F sharp, G to G sharp, A to A sharp. It's actually very easy. C sharp, top right. Remember, sharp moves to the right, flat is going to be going to the left. Now, what is a flat? Just like we are able to identify the sharp moving a half step from C to the top right, the same way we are going to identify a flat moving a half step back top left from the note. Now we are going to use D in this context. If you look at the key of D, it is boundaried by 2 black notes, one to the right and one to the left. From our previous explanation, the one to the right is going to be D sharp. Remember, top right. The one to the left is going to be D flat. D flat. D sharp. D flat. D sharp. Let's take another note, for instance. Let's take the G note. You have G sharp, G flat, G sharp, G flat. You have the A sharp, A flat, A sharp, A flat. Now, this is exactly how you identify the black notes. If you can locate the white note next to it, either on the right side or the left side, then it's going to be easy to identify the black note. Just like this one, for instance. This is C sharp or D flat. If you call this a C sharp, you are correct. If you call this a D flat, you are also correct. It all depends on where you are approaching that note from. Now, the next thing I want to share with you is the whole step and half step concept. You would have heard me when I said half step top right, half step top left. When I say half step, I'm talking about going from the C to the C sharp or D to the D sharp. Now, we have half steps and we also have whole steps. Remember, just like the mathematical calculation, you have two halves giving you one whole. Two halves is equal to one whole. So if you go from C to C sharp, that is a half step. If you go from C to D, that is going to be a whole step. Now, I want you to practice this as much as possible, understanding how the whole step and half steps work. C to C sharp, half step. C to D, whole step. D to D sharp, half step. D to E, whole step. And so on and so forth. You can try it on A to A sharp, half step, A to B, whole step, G to G sharp, half step, G to A, a whole step. Going backwards, G to G flat is a half step, and G going back to F is a whole step. You see? So that's exactly how it works. So now you've understood the whole steps and the half steps. You now know the names of these notes, the C sharp and all whatnot. I'm going to show you an easy exercise you can do to practice playing these black notes with the white notes. Now this exercise is going to be this. So I went from G to G flat, back to G. I went from G to A, back to G. Then G, G flat, G, G flat, and G. Now I want you to do the same thing for D. There you go. You can do for A. So, we have come to the end of our lesson today. Make sure to practice these exercises as much as possible. I will be dropping exercises from now going forward, things you can work on. I will be giving you homework, and I expect you to be able to practice these exercises for homework. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share the channel for a weekly rollout of easy tips and tricks to enhance your piano playing and your skills. If you have any questions, do not forget to let me know in the comment section, and I will be glad to explain to you. For now, Easy Keys Piano Tutorial. See you in the next video. Signing out.